Good morning, James Dunsmore here. We're on a farm or a small ranch in Archer County, Texas, and what we're going to do today is I laid out a stock tank, or some call them ponds, depending on what part of the country you are in. We're going to be digging this pond in this coastal pasture here to allow cattle to be locked in here and still have water. So I'm going to kind of show you some pictures of what it looks like and what I've done so far. I just got started this morning after laying it out yesterday, and just so people can kind of see what goes on out here on farms and ranches as far as bulldozer work. I do soil conservation work. Been doing it now for 49 years, and it's a really enjoyable experience. I get to work for a lot of good people, a lot of good farmers and ranchers. So my wife has been after me about doing this as far as video, and I'm probably not as good at doing a video as I am running a bulldozer, but we'll see how it goes, and I'll keep you updated on the tank and what we're doing as we go down, and we'll see if y'all enjoy something like that. So I'm going to show you a few pictures and explain kind of where we're at right now. This is just the getting started stage of building this tank. The tank will be roughly 120 foot square. There's 4 stakes marking the corners. The dirt will be going out both sides of this, and what we're doing, we want to save the topsoil and grass and put back on this, so I'm peeling it off where the dirt will go underneath the dam, so we can put that back on the dam when we're finished. There is a stock pond below this, which is the one you're seeing now. That was built several years ago. We dug that one for that pasture. Now we're going to move up the hill where we are now and dig this one. We did dig a core trench with a hand auger yesterday to see what kind of soil was in the ground, and we dug down 10 foot and did not hit no rock or water, one of the two. When you look up the hill, that tree line up there is sand rock, probably 5 to 6 foot under the ground, because I had dug some pits up there in past time and hit solid sand rock that you cannot go through. So we was hoping that we would be below that in this hole here that we're fixing to dig. It will be roughly 12 foot deep, maybe deeper. The water will come in from the uphill side and come into the tank, and then exit and go to the next pond below. It will be approximately 2,800 to 3,000 cubic yards of dirt, probably a medium-sized pond. So I'm going to continue to peel off all of this topsoil from inside the hole here and get that out of the way, and then we'll start to excavate inside this square. So I'll give you a later update on that as we get a little deeper, so y'all can see what's going on. So we'll check with y'all later. Now, I didn't know how many people has probably never been in a bulldozer, but it's kind of fun if you like that kind of stuff. I thought we might show you kind of as I'm peeling this grass and stuff out of the way. This is a fairly new bulldozer. It's 3 years old. I have 3,600 hours on it. It's a John Deere 750K. It seems to work quite well. We've had several in the past 13 years, and they seem to be the size and the weight that we need to do what we're wanting to do and get it accomplished. The ground, we've had a lot of rain here in the last month, seems like, and the ground is fairly moist. which makes it work better and everything. So as we're peeling this topsoil off, but yesterday when we was digging a core trench with that hand auger, it got to where the ground was fairly dry down there. So usually the moisture does not go down very deep when we get those kinds of rains, because it's been so dry this year. Most of the summer it seems like it's been drier than usual, but usually you can dig a tank or a stock pond, a farm pond, when it's fairly wet, unless you're in boggy ground, because once you get under the top of the ground, you usually, when you go to get 10 foot under the ground dries up. You can move dirt fairly easy. Like I say, this dirt is working real good, this top foot on this the pond as we're digging it. But this is how I usually spend my days every day. So inside a cab of a bulldozer, they have improved on them considerably from when I was 16 years old driving a bulldozer. No cabs on them, no rollover protection. You had a hard seat with a bench cushion that often cracked and give way, and you was exposed to the elements constantly. Had to run a bulldozer when it was hot, when it was cold, when it was snowing, dust, bugs, insects, stickers. So you really appreciate when you have a bulldozer where you can sit in it and don't have to fight off bugs or wash your eyes out, where you can see or run from bees and bumblebees and everything. So basically this is what I'm going to be doing today, is removing all the topsoil and getting it ready to start putting dirt in the dam, which sometimes you call where you put your dirt the spoil. A lot of times you could actually haul all of this dirt off and the tank would still hold as much water, because we're not damming up any water. The water's going to go straight through. It's going to come into the hole, and when it gets the level of the low side of the hole, it's going to go out. So really this dirt on both sides, you don't need it, but unless you want to have a big hole to put it in. So we just usually shape it, slope it back, and put the grass over it, and you don't lose really any production, because there's grass growing on top of the dam or the spoil, and you can get grazing out of it just like you could if it was flat. So basically that's all we're going to be doing today, but we'll let you check back in on the progress here maybe later this afternoon or tomorrow morning. Well, it's been about 5 hours and I about got all the topsoil peeled off of the site where the hole's going to be, and got it piled on both sides. The ground is considerably changed from the moist dirt that was there with the grass to it's getting harder, but I've got rippers that I can rip it as we dig deeper and everything. But it's starting to shape up, and I'll start to make a hole. You can see the stake there, and then the ridge of dirt, which will be the inside part of the dam, and then the dirt, the topsoil, will be the backside. Not much going on. My audience has decided to lay down and take a nap. That's about the closest living thing I've seen all this day while I've been out here. So that's usually the way it is out here, out in the country. It's not hard to practice social distancing when you're out here like this, which is what they want us to do during this pandemic. So but the tank is starting to shape up. It will begin to get deeper. It's I'm maybe probably 2 foot in the ground right now. Like I say, the silt that's washed down out from the pasture above, is most of it's gone now. The landowner, the rancher, said that this tank will allow him to double the amount of cattle that he's got out here now. This is improved grasses that he's planted out here. Everything that's cleared and grassed is used to be farmland and cultivated land before he bought the place. The topsoil was getting shallow and it had a lot of erosion. So the best operation that fits his beef cow production was to plant improved grasses so he can raise more beef out here. So this will allow him to, if he doubles his herd on this improved grasses by being able to rotate it better, that will pay for the tank in no time at all, just to double the cattle that he can put out here. So double the cattle means double the calves. So that's what's in that pasture right there. There's 20-something head, and they're all having babies, and they've got them laying down with them. So they're not bothering me, and I'm not bothering them. So hadn't seen no deer or turkey or coyotes or wild hogs this morning. So everything's kind of laid back. It's a beautiful day. Everything's just laying in the sun. So we'll continue to dig on this and see how it starts to take shape. Well, it's 77 degrees here in north central Texas. The winds have been out of the south all day, 12 miles an hour. You can see how dry the grass is getting to be. And if you look to the horizon, it'll look like white clouds. Well, it's a grass fire several miles away, but the relative humidity is 25%. So that's just kind of a common thing here in north central Texas. When it gets dry like this and the humidity gets low, whether it's July or if it's November like it is now, there's always a risk of a wildfire and grass fires cutting across the country. So this evening I'll probably park my dozer here on this fresh dirt and take my fuel trailer up to the barn about a half a mile up there where there's some bare ground, just in case something was to happen overnight and a wildfire come across here. Maybe nothing will get burned up. So back in the dozer, I don't know if you can see, we're ripping the ground right now just to break it up, and you can see how tight the soil is. It's kind of clay soil and it's been washed down there and compacted over the years, but it's ripping up just right. I mean, as far as being able to fix it and get where you can dig. It out, it went through a hard spot, and then it got softer as we got closer to 10 foot. So this is probably just a layer of dirt that's washed in here over the years and gotten harder during that time. So we're going to rip it up and continue digging. Well, it looks like we're getting pretty low on fuel. The sun's setting slowly in the west. Sounds like it's a good time to call her a day and go up there and get some diesel and put some DEF in it and get ready for another day tomorrow. So we'll head up to the fuel trailer and put some diesel in there. That sun is bright. That's how bright it is. Well, the DEF tank's full, the diesel tank's full. Time to unplug her and park her on the dirt and go home. Well, it's just about time to call her a day. Turn off the master key. Good night, dear. I'm going to show you the bottom of this tank right quick before we shut her down. It got pretty hard there for a while, but I guess the older you get, the more you feel the bumps and stuff. But they have air seats now, air ride seats in them bulldozers, and that's the only thing between my rear end and 23 tons of steel all day. So it's a good thing that it's working properly. It's not like they used to be. Like I said, there was nothing but a bench cushion seat and wood and steel springs. And if you'll notice this dirt, see how shiny it looks? Just almost looks like it's glass. The good Lord really packed that stuff in there when he put her together. But that's good red clay, and it's just peeling out, but it is tight. Your dozer just barely makes any impression in it where the cleats run. But tomorrow now, that thing will really go down, so we'll put this together and try to get it from beginning to end before we post everything. You can see we're probably 4 foot in the ground right now, but most of the dirt is on the top 6 foot of these things. The deeper you go, the less dirt there is in them to move, but it takes you longer to get out with it. So that's about all we're going to do today. All the cattle have gotten back up, and they're kind of nosing around. They may come over here to the fence and look and see what I did today, but just out of curiosity and everything. So one day they'll come up here and this will have water in it, and they'll be thankful for that. So really enjoyed doing this video today. So it was a good day. Nothing broke down, no surprises. So that's always a good day when that happens. So y'all have a blessed night, and the good Lord willing, we'll see what tomorrow brings.